It's interesting that you mentioned AI because the next question I was going to ask you was around the process of redefining and evolving your messaging over time. How do you know when it's time to adjust your approach? It is interesting to see so many companies, so many technology companies have messaging that says AI powered, leverage AI. It's the flavor of the day, and they all feel like it needs to be front and center. It goes probably back to maybe it's around light bulb 4, which is AI is an inherent part of your product, but it's not what
Mm,
makes you different. It's not light bulb 3, which is your approach or your differentiator. I think a lot of tech companies fall into the trap of following that shiny, sexy object. If we're not rallying around this thing, then prospects are going to think that we're not as innovative or as interesting or as differentiated. And how do you battle that from your perspective? How do you convince clients that there is this shiny object, but we don't
mhm.
have to chase it? In fact, what we can do is we can focus on our own strengths and our own story. And that'll, in the long term, that'll get us where we need to go.
The best way I found is to let them prove it to themselves. For example, I run programs like group-based programs where we create these messaging maps, do the 5 light bulbs for clients, and I tell them it's not about just sitting back and learning. Send this email today. Send a light bulb 3 email today, and you will see. And so it's this idea of like these assumptions that I've been telling them that they're making. Don't listen to me. Just try this. Give voice to some of these light bulbs and do it. And without fail, we get these people coming back into our group and saying, "Oh my gosh, we just doubled our sales, or we just got this huge, biggest response I ever got." Yeah, because you assumed something that wasn't true. And once you take a step back and start addressing these things that to you are just so basic, you're going to open the floodgates because it might just be one false belief that your prospect had that was preventing them from accepting everything else that you're talking about. So that's the best way is like just to put this into action and you will see the results.